It's Mike Matthews, the host of the longest-running self-produced daily podcast by a guy named Mike in the land of Madame Rootabega here at Café Anyway, the last place on earth. It is Mike's daily podcast. Hey, it is FFF episode 3089. I'm going to try and stop saying the word hey. It's when it rains, you make hay. Is that the expression? I didn't grow up on a farm, sadly, so I don't know you know who else I don't think... Maybe he did grow up on a farm. I know you were raised on a farm, and I like that cat, but you know me better than that. George Strait probably did. So Elon Musk is gone from Washington. You saw all the news stories about it, and Trump reading the thing and thanking him and all that. His departure marks the end of a turbulent chapter that included thousands of layoffs, the evisceration of government agencies, reams of litigation. Despite the upheaval, he struggled in the unfamiliar environment of Washington, and he accomplished far less than he hoped. Mr. Musk went to Washington, and he dramatically reduced his target for cutting spending. He wanted to do $2 trillion. Then he had to cut it down to $1 trillion. And then he cut it down to $150 billion, and increasingly expressed frustration about resistance to his goals. Sometimes he clashed with other top members of Trump's administration who chafed at the newcomers' efforts to reshape their departments, and he faced fierce political blowback for his efforts. And he had to go home, had to go back to his office and make sure everything was running well at his company. It was always intended to be temporary. He had recently signaled that he would be shifting his attention back to running his business. He's got Tesla. He's got SpaceX. He's got X. There's a theme here. And he also had all the wonderful clothes that he had made, that he wore often whenever he was around Trump. The black coat, the black hat. Is he one of the men in black? I don't know. Musk said, I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both. That also got a little bit of attention from the White House and got some feathers ruffled. So that's all I want to talk about Musk. You've heard way too much about Musk. It's all day, it's all night. No, we're not talking about some kind of new men's cologne. It is just Elon all the time. And, well, hey, in the end, will history say, oh, the U.S. government suddenly did a lot better in later 2025 because all these agencies were cut and all these, well, we're already hearing about people getting rehired back because people were needed. There was too much cutting and all that. There's growing pains, as Elon Musk even mentioned. There was going to be. So will there be, towards the end of this year, a better economy here in America? We can only hope. But I'm not here to make that decision. I'm not an economist. I'm a physicist. No, wait, I'm not even that. I'm a podcastologist. And I'm not a logisticist. I'm just a Mike Matthewsist. And it's time for me to open the door for you so we can go into Café Anyway. After you. Café Anyway. Welcome to Café Anyway. Hey.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's FFF episode 3089. I'm Mike Matthews here at Café Anyway, somewhere in PodCastro Valley, the last place on earth. Mike's Daily Podcast. In the land of Madame Rootabega. And if you watch the video, you'll see things of me singing, and you know it's not that exciting, so just keep listening to the audio. It's a better type of interesting show. It's Mike, though I am wearing a t-shirt that says backwards Community Day. Mike's Daily Podcast 2008. Wow, I have a shirt from 2008. I don't mean to brag. Mike's What's the oldest TV Daily t-shirt? Not TV. Podcast. Or unless you're some kind of TV collector, you don't have an old TV. You got rid of those big bulky things long ago. When the flat screens came in, you were like, woohoo! I get some of my space back. because this thing is so small and flat. Well, it's flat anyway. And I don't have this big bulky thing extruding from the wall, extending from the wall so that I have less room. And I keep bumping into it. So, yes, but old T-shirts. I had the concert T-shirt from the very first concert I went to the first concert I went to that was in a concert venue was the Majestic Ventura Theater, and I saw a band called Honey Thief, talking about the 80s and one-hit wonders, and I don't think anyone remembers that song. Wait, was that the name of the song or the band? Honey Thief. I remember that. Hipsway was the name of the band. That's right, Hipsway. And they came and went, and they were gone within a minute. Let's see. For all you who lived in the 80s in 1980, was that 87 that came out? It might have been, let's see. Oh, it's actually got a little Wikipedia thing from 86. There you go. They were Scottish. Okay.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Now, the podcast picture is not of Hipsway, but their song, The Honey Thief, it got to number 19. Oh, wow. It got in the top 20? I am shocked. Okay, then maybe some of your 80s type radio stations that play the kind of the back, they go back deep into the archives, deep into the bottom of the charts. They play that, but it was inspired by a 16th century painting, Venus and Cupid, the Honey Thief. Oh, it was found in an art museum in Glasgow. And that's the late great Basil the Boxer. He never went to Glasgow, but we did go to Dublin, California, because it's just over the hill. It's very close to us here in podCastro Valley.
Mike Matthews going to come in with more encouragement for you.
So much encouragement, you won't be able to stand it. Oh my gosh, that's right. In 1985, they had a song called Ask the Lord. Wow, talk about encouragement. Don't know exactly if it was a religious song, but if it was actually talking about asking the Lord, but I guess that was their first song. Then The Honey Thief, and then Long White Car. Hey, someone's ringing the doorbell at Café Anyway.
You can use your debit if it's easier. Don't worry, I will cross my eyes so I can't see your secret code.
Don't use debit cards. I guess if you have to, you have to, but it's so weird because, I mean, how many people actually do the thing where they are taking debit or money? They're taking, some people are just done with taking money, is what I'm saying.
Baby shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do.
That was not by Honey Thief. Yeah, Ask the Lord got to number 7. It got nowhere on the U.S. charts, but it was The Honey Thief that got to number 19. And they did a new version of Ask the Lord after that. Okay, that's right, because they got a little bit popular. So they re-released that, and then they had a song called Long White Car in 86. So I'm thinking it might have been in 86, way back when. Falling back in time, I went and saw them at the Ventura Theater. I think it might have been a free show that the radio station I was interning at did. That's interesting. I got to try and remember that. Because I know I was over at Y97 in 87, and that's where I thought they had done a free show with them, but it must have been Q105. Both of those stations no longer gone. No longer with us. I couldn't think of the correct word.
Oh, you almost had it.
I did.
You gotta be quicker than that.
I did to come up with these things. But yeah, The Honey Thief and their song, Hipsway was the name of the band. And the song was called The Honey Thief. Let's see. It's interesting that they did eventually... Yeah, people are like, who's that? What are you talking about? What completely obscure band from the 80s are you talking about? The band failed to build on its success. One of the members founded a band called Texas, which is interesting because I think they were from Scotland.
Mike's absolutely useless review.
I just want to review that concert was rather good. That I saw. Of course, it was the first concert I had ever seen. But then they reached, let's see, another song from the album, Tinder became well known. Tinder, I guess before the app, became well known in Scotland as the soundtrack to a McEwan's Lager commercial. Then they formed the band Skinner. Oh, that was in 2011 with one of the members from one of my favorite bands, Delamitri, Andy Alston from that band, and then Douglas McIntyre, who had been in Love and Money and a band called Sugartown.
I need some turntables, Mike, if you're going to say it like that.
Yeah, they're from Glasgow, Scotland. In 2016, they reformed playing at Edinburgh, I think is how they say Edinburgh, something like that. And then 2 dates in Glasgow. So that was almost 10 years ago in support of their 30th anniversary deluxe reissue of their first album. As a result of the positive reception to the reissue of the 2016 shows, they played a number of limited gigs from 2017 to 2018. And they did a couple sellout shows at Glasgow's Kelvin Grove Bandstand. And their first album for almost 30 years, they finally came out with another album in 2018 called Smoke and Dreams. So, fascinating. I didn't know that. Now, as we go outside a Café Anyway, by the way, we're outside.
I just saw on the news that you're thinking about leaving. What happened?
I was thinking about leaving Café Anyway. And we did. We walked outside, and here we are. Outside a Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. But the first, what I call a concert that I paid for, because I'm almost positive that Hips Way concert was free at the Ventura Theater in downtown Ventura, where I ended up living for about 11 years. And when I got married, my wife,
Who
then
doesn't like
wife.
cash cows? How do you do that? I just said the word cash cow.
And there was a moo sound. So yeah, and I was in radio, and I got married, and my then wife and I moved into that house that I had been living in downtown Ventura, which now has burned down. It burned down not in the last fires, the really bad ones last year, or was that earlier this year?
Sorry.
It's all melted together.
That's good stuff. Wow! I don't like that sound effect. That's the one I don't like.
Wow.
That's better.
You don't like that one. Okay, thank you. I think it was in 2015 when there was that fire that burned down the duplex that I lived in. It's so sad to see it go. I found, actually, somebody texted me and said, "Hey, is this where you used to live?" And they showed me this big pile of ash behind the Ventura Court building in downtown Ventura. Beautiful area. I used to love going down there to visit. I'd wake up and I'd be in downtown Ventura, and I'd walk around. I'd do this beautiful walk down to the Ventura Pier. There's this guy that just walks around, walking, filming wherever he goes. I think it's called Windwalkers. And he was down there at the pier, the Ventura Pier near the fairgrounds, that Surfers Point, that whole thing, the Ventura River. He walked all around there and posted that lately, and I was watching that going, oh man. He even walked out on the Ventura Pier. Oh man, I missed it. I miss it now. And if you ever watch Little Miss Sunshine, you see a little bit of the Ventura Pier, and there's a scene, I think with Steve Carell down there, and that famous actor kid guy who's not a kid anymore. He was pretty well known. Adam something? Not Adam Driver, some other person. Anyway, Café Anyway. It was a fantastic concert.
I want to weaponize my pronouns. What are pronouns?
What are concerts? Concerts are these things that you go to. Oh, you know what a concert is. But it was with a band called Boston. And this was 1986. I remember seeing Boston. Yeah, it must have been 86 that I saw Hips Way. Because then it was later in 86, maybe, summer of 86, I saw Boston. I paid for a shirt that then the aforementioned previous wife that I had in the O's, that when we were living in downtown Ventura, she took my concert T-shirt. I think she still has it, of Boston. So she got the shirt in the divorce. Oh, well. But
there's a Spanish holiday tradition called El Gordo, the fat one.
The fat one? El Gordo means the fat one? What a surprise! Is El Gordito the fat one sandwich that I like to eat? No? What's a sphere? Oh, what's over Sphere? The Sphere Entertainment. Shimmering and audacious Las Vegas arena. Draws raves thanks to its cutting-edge sound system and acts like U2 and the Eagles. Yeah, I remember they posted that on YouTube, the U2 concert. And I'm like, where's the drummer? Where's the guy? Is it Adam Clayton is the drummer that never ages? He's not drumming anymore. It's sad. And they played a bunch of songs nobody really cares about. No, Adam Clayton is the bass player. Well, I always get that. So it's Larry Mullins. Is Larry Mullins the drummer? That's it. The Irish
That's
drummer.
enough. Put down the mic.
I'm not going to always know these things. It's so, don't make me put down the mic. My name is Mike. Let's see. He was in a motorcycle accident in 1978. Didn't know that about him. Oh, he has tendinitis. In 1995, he had surgery on his back to address an injury he had been carrying since the Joshua Tree tour. In 2009, he underwent knee surgery. Then he joined the board of directors for his foundation, the Stedman Philippon Research Institute. Oh, because the knee surgery was done by Stedman. Then he did neck surgery in 2023.
Right.
Then he revealed that he has dyscalculia, affecting his ability to add and count numbers. He compared counting musical bars to climbing Mount Everest and said that is the reason for his pained expression while performing. Yikes. So, is he still drumming though for U2? I guess. Oh, he did perform. It says here on clutchpoints.com.
I can't make this up.
And I can't make this up. He had his first public performance in 5 years. He joined Bono, The Edge, and Adam Clayton on stage to perform live. This happened recently here on May 22nd. He accepted an award at the Ivor Novello Awards, became the first Irish songwriters to receive an Ivor's Academy Fellowship Award, and they performed at the event. Excellent. Okay, so speaking of the Sphere, where U2 performed, I think they performed one of the first performances at the Sphere. It shares, yes.
When I grow up, I want to be obsessed with emotional safety and do workplace sensitivity training all day long.
Oh, then maybe you want to work at my company, or maybe work for the company called Sphere Entertainment. But their shares are down 17% this year. The company is another one. It's going to have another Sphere in Abu Dhabi and another possible Sphere, well, elsewhere around the world. Spheres, they're saying. Vegas Sphere operates multiple events during the day. It makes money in 3 ways. Concerts, advertising on its exosphere. So it's got inside, it's got this like Jumbotron thing. And that makes the concerts very interesting because there's all this stuff going on behind the band. And then outside at night, oh my gosh, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And it really grabs your attention. It also has original programming, the Sphere does. Postcard from Earth, a 50-minute nature-oriented production, is one of these original programs.
I'm calling about the tennis lessons for my grandson, age 13.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to be included with the Sphere tennis lessons. I don't think. Not in Postcards from Earth anyway. Tickets cost more than $100 to see this video, this movie on this massive screen. An enhanced version of the Wizard of Oz film was shown this summer. And From the Edge, that's based on extreme sports, the performances. No non-profit splits with the musical acts. No profit sharing splits with the musical acts. Interesting. they don't split the profits with the musical acts. Then how? I don't know how that works. The Oz experience feels like you're in the cyclone with Dorothy, said one writer. Sphere is developing roughly 5,000 seat prototype, smaller than the Vegas Sphere.
It was kind of scary.
Yeah, but the Vegas Sphere seats 17,600 people. The smaller spheres are going to be 5,000 seats prototypes. So it's going to be a little bit smaller, more intimate experience for 5,000 versus the over 17,000 seats that they're going to provide, and it's probably going to cost over $100 to see whatever in there or more, I would imagine. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in podCastro Valley, in the land of Meritopka. Look who is here. Hello, Mega Master. It's Madame Rootabega. I love the you two. They are fun to watch. Ooh. You know, I've seen them twice. No, once. I saw them once at Dodger Stadium. I saw Rush twice and Boston. Do you like Boston? Yes. Do you like the band Boston? Yes. Do you like answering my questions? No. Okay. I knew we were going to get to a no eventually.
What are you, nuts?
Hey, look who else is here. Oh, my. This is Floyd the Floorman. And this is Valentino, the parking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Mike, we're all out here today. Yeah, all of us. Do you know that? You know, I find it absolutely fascinating. So that story about the U2 guy, Larry Mullins, the drummer, Larry Mullins Jr. So the story, another story from Clutch Points. Boy, they have a lot of stories about U2. After making his grand return from injury, he had an injury, as we mentioned earlier, to the stage with his bandmates. He discussed his health and missing his bandmates, Bono, The Edge, and Adam Clayton, who's the bass player. He was speaking to the BBC, and he was asked about being away from the band. His performance with Bono, The Edge, and Clayton, May 22nd of this year, was his first in nearly 5 years, aside for when he filmed the music video for Atomic City.
Why do your toenails look like that?
And that was not one of the questions the BBC asked, but Atomic City was the first single from their new album. And this is what was, you know, I mean, they were performing. They did several shows at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is known as Atomic City because of all the atom bombs that were tested out there in Nevada. So he was in the music video. I've not seen this music video yet. He said, it was very difficult being away because of injury. I am so thrilled to be back in a creative environment. Even if I'm not 100% there, I've got some bits falling off. It's just the most extraordinary thing. When I was away from the band, I missed it, but I didn't realize how much I missed it. Aw. And we missed you, Larry Mullins. Does it mention exactly what the injury was in this article? Huh. Nope. I don't see it anywhere here. In 2023, the band released Songs of Surrender. The album was a collection of 40 re-recorded songs from their back catalog. Oh, okay. Let's see. And that, okay, so now that story, remember how it started where I was saying,
we owe you because we learn from you. We learn from you, by example, how to do a show with intention, how to work with clarity, how to treat people with respect. You are infuriatingly good at your job.
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
He didn't go into being a dirt farmer. Good old Stephen Colbert. Okay, so you remember the whole story? I began the story talking about after making his grand return from injury to the stage with his bandmates. So this is how a Gen Zer would tell that story. After making his grand return from the injury to the stage with his bandmates, U2 drummer Larry Mullins Jr. discussed his health and missing his bandmates Bono, The Edge, and Adam Clayton. Why are Gen Zers sounding like AI? Have our kids, our Gen Z kids, been replaced by AI? When I listen to radio shows or podcasts done by Gen Zers, I hear this. It kind of sounds like this.
Here's a wild stat I saw in the Financial Times yesterday that would be enshrined in the Niels Numbers Hall of Fame. After the Democrats' loss on Tuesday, every governing party facing an election this year, all 10, from the UK to France to Japan to the United States, lost vote share. It's the first time this has ever happened, truly unprecedented. And while there are absolutely local factors at play, the one thing every country experienced over the past couple of years was inflation. So voters appear to have said, my life has gotten way more expensive. People in charge, you're fired.
Yeah, so that just annoys me a little bit. What do you think about all this? You can give me a call. Here's the number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
There's no evidence of that. I've not heard of it before, but...
Oh, yeah, and the Larry Mullins injury is dyscalculia. As we mentioned earlier, the counting bars is like climbing Mount Everest, he says. Ay. Okay, we wish Larry Mullins the best, and all you drummers that have that, because we really appreciate drummers, because we sure love the beat. We got the beat, but we don't have the beat without you guys. So.
Yes, woo, love it.
So keep on playing, you men and women of the world with the beat. Okay, and with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame. Thank you so much for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!